Hello. Today we are going to discuss about common mistakes done in food and beverage or service basically of in F&B department specifically. So what happens is like we do basic mistakes which leads to longer time failure. There is possibility immediate you get success and then onwards you start observing downfall of guests. So you have to make sure like before launching any projects you have to have systems in place to make sure you have best possible consistent guest experience, you have consistent food quality, you have consistent portioning size. Okay, so whatever you are serving so needs to be standardized to make sure whoever enters into your property he or she gets same kind of food, same kind of services, rather upgraded services every time they enter into your F&B offerings. What happens is like nowadays there are multiple available options, right from the street vendors to structured non-structured F&B offerings. So what happens is like they compare your property when they enter into your property, your F&B outlets. They have certain expectations from you. Okay, so you need to develop brand SOPs, restaurant SOPs, offerings accordingly to make sure everything is in place. Okay, so let's talk about guest service. What happens is like most of the time uh, F&B teammates they don't interact with guests because because of their multiple challenges. They think like they know guest, they take granted. So what happens is like in longer run you basically start losing your clients. So you have to have a strong procedures in place to make sure like you have consistent discussions with guests while dining in. So wherever gaps are there which can be filled immediately to avoid issues. Okay, why it happens, suppose you have certain standard of presenting food, but whenever guest comes he or she is facing challenges because they get different presentations every time. Why it happens? Because of poor management in inventories. So your production team specifically they are not maintaining inventories. That's the reason they are not able to give standardized preparations all the time. So you need to develop procedures to make sure you have proper inventory in place. Okay, at the same time suppose certain things are missing, so you have to have alternative offerings to make sure whoever enters into your property they are living with positive note. So need to be on toe all the time to make sure everything in place. Why it happens? Because of communication gaps. Okay, it might be with guests, it might be with internal teams. So you most of the time failure happens just because of communication is weak between kitchen and service. Okay, they are not able to communicate things. Okay, what exactly is happening, what they can give you quickly, what is going to take time. So at the time of order taking only, so you can brief guest or you can suggest those things which are available quickly, or if guest is happy, so you offer them things which takes time. Okay, then why it happens? Because lack of menu knowledge, because people you don't spend money or time on briefing or training your teammates about menu offerings, how you are going to serve those things, what all accompaniment are going to be there with those particular these things, what all presentation ways you are going to have in your respective F&B outlet. Okay, so those particular things you need to communicate aggressively to make sure uh, each and every teammates is confident enough before interacting with guests only, so there are lesser chances of gaps. Okay, what happens is like maximum time I found restaurants are not being cleaned well. You find rusted things at restaurant, crockeries are not well wiped, glasses are not wiped. Okay, so you need to make sure your eyes are open all the time. Whatever cutleries, crockeries, wherever you are serving food, those areas are neat and clean, crisp. Okay, order free basically, because there are multiple properties which I found like they are struggling because of rodent and other stuff. They have cockroaches because of cleanliness issues. So those SOP you need to develop to make sure like no one suffers. Okay, because to create image there are a lot of things involved in backend. So you have to have multiple layered SOP systems, communication or training systems to make sure you have effective team who are going to deliver best possible services in the town to attract more repetitive clients, people who are happy, who are going to spend time. So you can brief your teammate to enhance or upgrade services, start push selling. You can sell, suppose I have different mindsets, but I am promoting wines or desserts or other possible preparations along with the course, to make sure like you are upselling your F&B offerings, okay, to maximize revenue or average ADR growth basically. Okay, so that's all in this particular video. Thank you.